What's good, peeps? Thanks always passing by the channel, much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. Once again, I'm on the strip. Is this a strip? Would you say it's a strip, Kwame? It's a strip, right? It's a strip. I'm on the strip in Havana, Cuba. Like fucking bars everywhere. Bars and restaurants and other stuff everywhere. Couple of things to talk about. First one, Danny Jacobs. Chavez Jr. looks close to being done. We're hearing it's going to be done. Chavez Jr. gets the fights, right? Just because of his name. Other than anything, it's just his name. Big, strong guy, obviously 168 pounds. Has fought 175 pounds. Has fought 150, 160, 175, now 168 against Danny Jacobs. This will be Danny Jacobs' first fight at 168. Obviously coming up after that loss. Sorry, it's so hard to talk because there are fucking distractions everywhere. Difficult. But yeah, coming up after that loss against Canelo, this will be his first fight at 168. I think he'll do well at 168, Danny Jacobs. He was obviously a very big 160 pounder. I do wonder what's left with him. I mean, he looks fresh, right? But he's been in tough fights as well. GGD was a tough fight. Canelo was a tough fight. But nonetheless, I think it's a good fight for both at 168 pounds. Chavez Jr. beats Danny Jacobs. He's there. He'll probably get a world title shot next. Honestly, he'll probably get a world title shot next. And if Danny Jacobs beats Chavez Jr., not quite sure. I mean, it's a paycheck, right? It's a paycheck. I want to talk, though, about ERROL Spence. Obviously, ERROL Spence had that crazy car crash recently. I don't know if you guys actually saw images of the flip or the video of the flip. It looked crazy. It reminded me of that film, Unbreakable, Samuel L. Jackson, Bruce Willis, where Bruce Willis obviously has that train crash, and then they say there was not a mark on him. I mean, how ERROL Spence has come out of that crash with only lacerations, and I think I heard a couple of teeth broken. I don't understand it. Kwame, have you seen that film, Unbreakable? Yeah. Samuel L. Jackson? Yep. Have you seen the new one? Yeah, yes. So anyway, yeah, there's something like that. So yeah, anyway, ERROL Spence has come out of that crash. Now that he's okay, I think we can talk about it a bit more, because I didn't want to talk about this before. But we're hearing that it could be a possible DUI, which is driving under influence. Now, if that is the case, I am disappointed. I am, and I hope this is a wake-up call to him, because a couple of things happened there. I'm not a Ferrari expert, but they did say he ejected from his seat, which would mean that he probably didn't have a seatbelt on. Might have saved his life, we don't know, but that's what it meant. And that means he was drink driving. I hope this is the wake-up call to say, don't throw your career away. Please don't throw it away by doing stuff silly. ERROL Spence, I think, is a fantastic fighter, but I do think for him to stay at his peak, for as long as I want him to stay at his peak for, he needs to live a clean life. He just does. He does need to live a clean life. We already know that he blows up in between fights way too much. He said this after the Sean Porter fight. I just don't want to hear that he's drinking in between fights. Call me old-fashioned, but I'd rather him live the life of an Andre Ward or a Carl Froch or a Floyd Mayweather and live that life clean. Because you get away with doing this kind of shit now. You get away with it, right? You know, late 20s, early 30s, fighting the guys that are not elite, but guys that are good, you get away with it. When he steps up to the very elite, and when I say very elite, I mean Terence Crawford. I mean guys at 154, guys maybe even 160 in 2 or 3 years' time. It's about fine margins, it's about inches. And I feel like cutting all that shit out now is a good thing. So hopefully, this accident, if it was a DUI, again, I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I heard. Hopefully this accident, this DUI accident, has kind of woke him up, kind of said, okay, we need to cut all this shit out and live clean, and then we will see the best ERROL Spence going forward. But ballooning up in between fights, drinking in between fights, not living the proper life you're supposed to live, to be, I think, a real elite boxer, it will catch up with you. It always does catch up with you. And I hope that ERROL Spence can learn from it. Anyway, more images of Cuba. Da 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 da. Peace.